Hey everybody. So I got a comment again from Will Stone here. Thanks, Will. Talking about like technique stuff and how I'm more comfortable with technique, and there's things that I've done to like increase my fluidity, moving through stuff. And really, the answer is one word: patterns. So I've done, a lot of patterns in all keys in different registers. So that's really the short answer. But let me give you a practical that goes along with that answer, a pattern. So there's a great rhythm changes tune. This is the title, OW, I think it's O, by Dizzy Gillespie, that I just got hip to, and I heard this tune and I was like, oh man, I wish I had known this tune. So I transcribed the melody because it's pretty easy. But I want to show you one of the lines in the bridge and show you how you can practice it and how applicable it is. But this tune, this Dizzy tune, it sounds like this. And then he does it again. But then the bridge. And then it goes back again. So in the bridge, I heard it and I was like, wow, that's a great bebop pattern and it sounds like stuff that I know. So here's the line that I want to show you. Okay, so now the first chord in Rhythm Changes Bridge is going to be the 3 dominant chord. Now, I put this pattern on the board over a D7 because normally, most of the time people do rhythm changes in B flat, although it's good to know them in all keys. It just is, and it's a great way to practice. But let's just say it's in concert B flat. The chord is D7. B flat would be the key that we're in. D is the third, 3 dominant, right? The bridge in rhythm changes goes 3 dominant, 6 dominant, 2 dominant, 5 dominant. So here's the pattern. And this actually appears not only over the 3 dominant, but also over the 2 dominant. So what is this pattern? Well, if I'm numbering it based off of the D7, 1, flat 7, the C is flat 7, E would be 2, 6, 5, 2, 4, 5, 3. So that pattern, there are no like strange kind of weird chromatic enclosure notes in this. This essentially is just a mixolydian scale. So if you're bored with practicing scales and just doing scales like I did a D, concert D mixolydian scale up to the 9 and back down, that gets boring and it's actually not necessarily applicable. So why not choose a pattern that you hear? And this is a great example. This is a bebop pattern. So check this pattern out. 1, flat 7, 2, 6, 5, 2, 4, 5, 3, bop, bop, ba-dee-da, ba-doo-dee-da. Now, the most important thing are not necessarily the numbers, but the rhythm, because being able to play language and figure out language, but have a good, actually applicable rhythm to it. This is bebop language here. Look at all these upbeats. 1, 2, 3, bop, bop, ba-doo-da, ba-da-dee-da. So bebop language, but now here's a pattern that you can practice. So let's just say I want to do this in another key. Let me put it into the key of, B flat, okay? So concert B flat. So I would start it on B flat, right? 1. How about my key of F sharp? How about my key of A? Let me look at ours. There's my key of A. So if I know the numbers, because I actually have practiced the scale, I've practiced the scale maybe just scale-wise. I've done it in thirds. And again, it's a mixolydian scale, not a major scale. But then, let me put this. Man, like, if I want to practice the scale, this is a great way to do it because now it immediately becomes applicable in tunes. Okay? Okay, I go through the circle of fourths with it. Maybe I do it in half steps. I mean, you know, kill in line. So thank you, Dizzy Gillespie. This is a great way to practice a mixolydian scale. So we're kind of reverse engineering at this point. This is the end result, okay? But now what I'm telling you is put this in the beginning. Don't just necessarily practice the scale. I mean, get the scale under your fingers, yes, but now make the scale mean something. It ends up being a lot more fun practice-wise too when you have these kind of lines. Now I drew it out with the rhythm so that you would understand the rhythm is probably 90% of it, okay? It really is super important to know this rhythm. But here you go. This is a way to practice your mixolydian line along with Dizzy Gillespie. All right. Happy practicing. I hope this helps.